Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Football Takeover for what is our reaction show to obviously last night's result, which was obviously Brentford 1, Arsenal 1. Um, Not necessarily the result we wanted. Some might say not necessarily the performance we wanted, but we'll chop that up. But obviously, before we get started, we just want to give you all an update with regards the myth, the man, the legend that is Bobby. So he's had his surgery; it was a success, and now he is on the road to recovery. So he is still earmarking a return to the channel for the North London Derby. So we will definitely keep you all posted with regards to that. Also, obviously, as you can see from the panel, I am joined by Coach Ali, my partner in crime. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, boys, I can't show my face. I'm in a car, and yeah, I'm not hiding from anything. Just you'll hear my voice this evening. I got a meeting straight after, so this is what we're doing.
No problem, no problem. And obviously, next to Ali, you can see we're joined by Nick, aka Geeks. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, all good. Eager to get into it. It's just that funny space. It's a drawing. You're in that funny space, aren't you? It's just
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
could have been worse, but you wanted better. It's
Mhm.
just yeah,
One of those ones. But like I
one of
say, we're
those
going to get
ones.
into it.
Yeah.
And then obviously, last but by no means the least, we're joined by Neil, aka Dodsey. How you doing, bro?
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Looking forward to the show tonight.
Definitely,
wicked.
definitely. Wicked. Right. So I think I mean before we get into anything, obviously we're gonna chop it up. Everyone's gonna kind of give their personal opinion, etc. So yeah, I think the best place to start probably is with the starting lineup. We're not gonna focus too much on Brentford. Sorry if there are any Brentford fans. But we started with a lineup of Raya and goal. We had a back four of Timber, Mascara, Gabriel and Hincapié. Obviously, the news broke that Saliba was out and missing the game. We started with a midfield three of Zubi, Rice, and Eze. Eze was obviously kind of expected to start, given the fact that Odegaard had been out the side, and obviously the unexpected, unfortunate injury to Havertz. And then we started with a front three of Madueke on the right, deputising for Saka. Trossard got the nod on the left, and then Jokeris through the middle. So I'll come to you first, Neil. I mean, what did you make of the lineup an hour before kickoff?
Yeah, I was happy with it. Obviously we would have liked to have had Saliba, but I was happy with the lineup on paper. Yeah, I was expecting big things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on paper, it was a pretty good lineup. I mean, I can't really fault Arteta. I mean, Saliba obviously missed a game. Mascara came in. Havertz was injured. He brought in Eze and Cam. And it's always a little bit of a kind of flip of a coin whether Trossard or Martinelli starts on the left. So I had
Yeah.
no real complaints with regards what the lineup was. I mean, I'll come to you, Nick. So obviously, we was in our show last night. We had our score predictions. We thought how the game might go, etc., etc. I mean, what did you make of how Arsenal approached the game in the first kind of 10, 15 minutes or so?
I feel like we started
Mm-hmm.
and then we lost our way after the 20th minute, but we started well enough, and it was just kind of like, I mean, Mosquera was immense, wasn't he? It was just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm kind of, when I felt like we needed to kick on, it was almost like for a period of the game, for the period of that first half, we kind of let them get their tails up.
Yeah.
We let them get at us. They were more direct. We were taking the typical 20 passes to get out of our box.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just a lot more direct, to the point of it wasn't an awful first half, but they had the clearer chances for being more direct. And I feel like this is what I said before. I want to see our performances in the first half, because I think that sets the tone, and it kind of lets the teams know that when they're enthusiastic, when they want to go for us, That's when you put the effort in, and that's when you get your nose in front. And I just feel like we invite pressure, we let them into the game, and we create issues. Yeah, but I don't feel like we managed the game appropriately in the first half.
And I mean, looking at these match stats, Ali, I mean, the one that really stands out for me here is the fact that, you know, this was, like all games for the rest of this kind of Premier League campaign, a huge game. It was an opportunity to extend our lead back to 6 points. And I think it was about till about the 80th minute. And I think we'd had 2 shots on target. Or I can't remember if it was 2 shots on target or 2 shots in total. And don't get me wrong, like Brentford are not a pushover. You know, they beat some decent sides. They're sitting 7th. They've got some quality players, particularly in-form players. But I mean, to get outshot in a match where we're gunning for the title, I mean, what do you make of this stat?
First and foremost, I was happy with the lineup. We started slowly, like we always do. I feel like the first half was a bit of a chess match. Both teams were respecting one another. It was move for move. No one really gambled. We gambled at halftime, obviously bringing on Martin Odegaard, and it did make a difference. I'm sure we'll get into that shortly. But just on these stats, I'm not surprised because the way the second half went, that's why, well, the majority of Brentford shots, I presume, came in the second half. Raya made one outstanding save in the first half. That was his own error. When he threw it out and it hit Declan Rice on the heels rather than the ball going in front of him. And then, so that was the one shot there. They had a couple of pot shots, but I felt comfortable at halftime in terms of us defending our goal, and it felt quite comfortable, to be quite honest. As the game went on, after we scored, the game changed. So again, I was thinking, and I'm looking now, and I said this off before we went live. I'm analysing Arteta a lot throughout the game. I'm not even watching the game at certain points. And I'm looking at his mannerisms. What is he saying to the players? When we went 1-0 up, I had a fantastic view for that goal, by the way. Hincapié, great ball into the box. Madueke, it might be controversial, but I think he was our best attacker on the night. I think he was out of possession, getting back into position as quick as he could. Looks like that's getting drilled into him. I think he was probing Rico Henry in that first half without any end product. But Trossard and the rest, just passing it sideways backwards. He was actually trying to take his man on. Whether he did or not, the intentions were there. And then he was doing exactly the same thing in the second half. And as soon as we took him off, the game changed. It's quite interesting for me to see that, because obviously when you watch it on TV, it probably didn't look like that. But Rico Henry was not worried about defending when Saka came on. Let's put it that way. He was on the halfway line and looking to go forward. Madueke's pace and his ideology of looking to take his man on as a first movement kept him on the halfway line and in his own half. So whether he gets end product or not, that game suggests to me he's a threat and people do not want to leave him
absolutely
empty on that side of the wing. Arteta made a mistake, in my opinion, of taking off Madueke. I think he should have taken off Trossard and put Madueke on the far side, or kept Madueke on the right, and as Bobby always says, stick Saka on the left. And after the goal, we had nothing, man. And I was looking at Arteta, he was fuming. He was even saying, what the F is this? What are we doing? Because we were playing in our own half. And he was posturing and gesturing to the fans, get up the pitch. Gabby, get them up. Declan, get them up. He's saying, I can hear him. Because I sit right, my season ticket is right next to the away bench. So it's not like I'm making this up. I'm row 5, 10 seats away from him.
Yeah.
So I can see what he's saying, everything clear. I know he's got his faults, and I know he overtrains the players. I know he needs to improve his game management, but we cannot keep blaming Arteta from what I saw of last night about us going into our shell, because he is telling them, he is gesturing, he is vocalizing to the players, get up the pitch, keep the ball, play it sooner, play it sooner. He's waving to switch the play, and they're looking at him, and then they chop it back. Trossard doesn't switch the play, and so on and so forth. So we need to be balancing our criticism when it comes to Mikel, I think, going forwards, because especially if you go to the games, these are the things that you notice because you don't see it on TV.
Yeah.
And yes, he is to blame, and he's got faults. He's not, by no means I'm saying he's perfect, but we also need to start putting a little bit more pressure on the players and stop
100%.
shielding these players behind Mikel Arteta's faults, basically. So that's what I got. That was my conclusion from last night's game, more than the actual result, because that's what I wanted to see. Because I'm like, I see every game, various other platforms talking, Mikel this, Mikel that, he's negative, passive, He's telling his players to attack. He's kicking the grass. He's out of his technical area in the first half, telling his boys 1-2 touch football.
Yeah.
Get it forward as quick as you can.
Yeah.
And in the second half, I'll end on this part. After we conceded, he was saying to his wingers and his fullbacks, you could see like Timber would come to the side for a little drink or whatever. Get the ball out of our half, kick it long. Don't kick it out for a throw on.
No.
And what do they proceed to do?
We've done it twice, 3 times.
Slicing it out with no pressure whatsoever, G, and the boys on the panel. Just dilly-dallying. And what did I say? If you invite Brentford, they are going to take it.
You're setting them up for one of their weapons.
Just like the Bumblebee would.
Can I just say something? G asked you initially your question, where I just want to lay a bit of context around that game last night.
Yeah, go on.
In the last 10 games, Arsenal have gained 21 points in the Premier League.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right? Brentford have gained 20 points in the Premier League.
That's
and
correct.
Man City have gained 19 points in the Premier League.
Yes.
So when I see people coming on, and I'm trying to be positive, guys, I was disappointed last night. I wanted the win. But when I see stats like that, I think it puts a lot into context about what happened in that game. Should we have beaten them? 100%. Are we a better team than them? Yes, we are. Did we make mistakes? 100%. But I do think we need to put some context behind that game. They are, in the last 10 games, the second best team in the Premier League.
Correct.
Well, they just won away to Villa and Newcastle, didn't they? And that's not easy.
Exactly. And one thing I'll quickly add to go back to G's question that you asked me, the substitution of Martin Odegaard changed the game in our favour. Then all of a sudden, that's when I obviously went off on, they went deep, etc. Odegaard was pulling the strings in that first 15 minutes of that second half.
Yeah.
As soon as the goal went in, as soon as we conceded, or even before we conceded, because we were sitting back then, 1-2 touch football. Odegaard knew when to press. He knew his positions, where to start the points. He was marshalling his troops because he is the captain, everyone says, right? And he's not good enough, but he's good at doing that. Yeah. He is he's Arteta on the pitch. You can tell the way he positions the players, the way he moves himself into position to press. It then automatically releases Gyökeres to press and Madueke to press.
Yeah,
I felt sorry for Gyökeres yesterday. Everyone talks about his first touch being bang average. Apart from one mistake he made, and Arteta politely said to him, you know when he tried to spin Aya and he just intercepted it and he was trying to spin on goal? Arteta then said to him, he shouted over to him, he said, Vic. And then he postured to him to say, take it in, take the touch. We need you to hold the ball up, basically. He looked at Arteta, put a thumbs up, and he continued to do what he was doing in the first half and so on through the game. there was people online saying, where was Victor Gyökeres on the end of the chance when Timber went through? If you actually watch the game, he's the one who flicked it on to Timber. So what do you want him to do? Be in two places at once? You can't get him to hold up and flick it on and then be on the end of it. Because if Gyökeres was on the end of that, he scores.
Yeah.
So for me, he had one or two heavy touches out wide, but centrally, very strong, pinning Aya down. Very good battle that was. And he was also, I was very impressed by his first touch, because everyone says he hasn't got a good first touch. But watching him live, I thought he was very good. First touch.
His touch to put Timber through was insane. What Timber was doing there, I have zero knowledge as to why.
Want Saka, right?
Do you know what it is? What happened there was, I think, in that moment, watching it live, the way the play was developing, I think he was coming back from an attacking position. And then because we turned the ball over, he was one of the highest players up the pitch. So then once he saw Gyökeres go towards the ball, he was in the middle of the pitch. So he thought, okay, I'll just gamble and go forward, because Saka was on the halfway line.
Yeah.
In that wing back position. So obviously we're going to break it down, chop it down even further. But in summary, we let that game go as soon as we conceded, because our players decided to sit back in a mid to low block, funny enough, which I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come to you, Neil. Obviously, the game didn't start how most of us wanted or even potentially predicted, but we did go one goal ahead. From what I remember, it was a really, really good cross into the box from Hincapié. And then from absolutely nowhere, an outstanding header from Madueke. I'm not sure what you made of his performance leading up to the goal, but it was a really well taken header. So what did you obviously make of the goal? And more importantly, what I found quite frustrating was, and this could just be my, this just could be my opinion. It might be that nobody else thought this, but there seems to be a pattern where, you know, we get a goal. And I know we can't really say this for the Leeds game or even the other game, the Sunderland game. But some of these games, we seem to get our noses ahead and then we seem to just take our foot off the gas. Just talk me through, obviously, what you thought of the goal. And then, in my opinion, we seem to go into autopilot immediately after.
I mean, yeah, Nick was obviously in the WhatsApp group, so I'm sure a few other people with my thoughts on Madueke last night. I'll flat out be honest with you. If I buy something really expensive, I expect a 1-year warranty, and I was wanting to check whether we could get a 1-year warranty from Chelsea, because what we were sold, we saw in the first few weeks, and then I feel like it's just all of a sudden got defected. And I want to know if we can get a return for our money. But clearly we can't. I think for me, look, he did score a goal, which made me look like a bit of a fool. But I think before that, he just looks like a headless chicken running on the field, mate. I know he goes, but the guy looked like he was slipping over all night. And I just it was numbing my brain watching him play football. And you know what, he got, and it was a cracking header, off balance, great header, but the ball in from Hincapié was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I mean, what's a ball in? From my point of view, Hincapié was right to start yesterday. He did give us that defensive solidity at the back, which was good. The play leading up to that, I said it. I think we were going to be tentative and start slowly. In the preview. But from my point of view, it was a great goal. I've got to give it to Noni. I mean, it was probably one of the things he did well yesterday. There weren't several of those chances, and he scored the goal at the end of the day, so he shut me up. But I'm still wondering whether, if we got any solicitors listening, whether we can get a refund on him. just let me know that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's crazy because it's like, I'll be honest, I haven't lost complete faith in Madueke. And I haven't when I look at this Arsenal side, I'm not even looking at the Arsenal side in terms of, I look at that match last night, and what I find frustrating is that I can't really put it down to one individual.
One player. No, you're spot on.
And that's what I found really frustrating, because I'll be honest, I feel like the whole performance was just flat. I know we might look at it, we might look at it and talk about macro moments. Yeah, we might talk about the Martinelli miss, which I'm sure we're going to get onto. But like a team that hasn't won a Premier League for 20 years, that can go 6 point clear of their arch rivals, and I just think to myself, show me more. Like,
where's
I
the
was
fight?
watching it, and I was just thinking to myself,
play like champions.
These men are cruising like they're 15 points clear at the top of the league. Or it's they're playing like they're not really about that life. They don't really want to win the Premier League. It's like it's one of the two. It's like either you're not really you don't really want it, or you've won it already. And we haven't won it. So the only thing I can think of is, like, you're out there, and are you and that's why
are you hungry?
I always go back to this mentality thing, always, because I was watching that game and I just thought to myself, like, show me something, like, give me something.
Hunger.
They looked tired. They looked tired last night.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't really.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really, because if you think about how much time out a lot of those guys have had, or the rotation we have done, there's only a couple of them that could put in an argument for fatigue. But I just felt like yesterday, yesterday, G, I felt it was just an example for me of the three flaws of the season.
Yeah.
That is the overplaying of the ball in our own half. We're too slow with getting that ball forward, right? That then solidifies the opponent has a chance to get their defense sorted. So we're looking for miracle balls at that point, or something to happen, and we go down the wings and we bypass the two players that could do it, like in Eze and Gyökeres, who are central, just don't get used. So then they're struggling to get into the game, and we're going down the wings all the time. So there's the speed that we progress the ball. There is the over-rotation of defensive players from the back. I don't think this helps us. I keep saying it every stream. We have players in key areas that you want an attacking, creative player on the ball. It's almost like asking Santi Cazorla to step out of the way and let BFG play the ball from that moment. That's basically what is happening at the moment. And then from over rotation, and I think where we're over rotating, and there are certain defenders in advanced positions, I think that compromises us at the back, because then you don't, if they get the ball in transition, we don't have key players in the defensive situation. And it's no mystery that we're doing this at the moment, and we are conceding goals. I know that was from a throw-in, like the throw-in yesterday, but we just look vulnerable at times, and I think that's feeding into our opponents. But it's the attack. The attack needs to be fixed. There is. I just would like what you're saying there. Do you remember the exuberance that we had in the first half of the season, when we're on the first title challenge, and we were like really on it, weren't we? We were going for it, celebrating wins, all the rest of it. And then we had the season where we scored nearly 100 goals in a season, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what we need to bring back for these last 12 games. We've got a good enough defensive foundation, but we need to put the fear of God into some of these teams.
Yeah.
Do you know what, lads?
I
agree with what all of you have said there. A little bit harsh on the Noni stuff, because if we're doing that, then I think Eze's in the same boat, to be quite honest.
Agreed.
So what I'd say there is, I just feel like last night, because obviously watching games live and actually on TV it's different.
Oh yeah.
So last night I thought, up until we scored, we looked very, very good defensively, well organized. We made a mistake. Rare made up for it with a great save within seconds. Apart from that, I can't. And then the start of the second half, they did nothing. Brentford. They only start all these stats that we saw earlier about 12 shots, 3 on target. that all came into play after we had gone 1-0 up. So the worry for me is, and we've said it all season, when we go 1-0 up, why are we dropping off? Because the questions that we have asked ourselves, we can quite easily answer. Because what I saw in that first 15 minutes of the second half, that could have easily carried on throughout the second half, because Brentford could not get out. We were suffocating them. The rotations in the attack were correct. We were not getting any shots off, but they were getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And the Brentford fans around me were swearing and shouting away at their players because they kept hoofing it away because they couldn't get out. So why all of a sudden did that intensity drop when we went 1-0 up? That's the most important question, I think, of today. Why is it? Why do we go 1-0 up? Like G asked it earlier, and we've been saying it all season. Why are we going 1-0 up and then dropping deep? Because from what I see of Arteta, he's like defensive coaches, they'll say to their players like, okay, drop into a bank, and then they'll signal 4-5-1, and with their hands to stay back. He was doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So
but it turned into knockout at the end there.
I don't know if they're comfortable just defending as a unit on the pitch, because he was telling them to push up, and the substitution of Saka made it worse because he was non-existent.
He doesn't defend.
I felt it was embarrassing. I thought that was his worst performance I've ever seen him play. There's no excuses for the lad.
Yeah. But he was back from an
he
injury.
Back a couple of times. He's been again though, Dodzy. He's been out for 10 days, brother. Like it's not like he's been out for 4 months.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Martin Odegaard came on after, yes, we could blame him for the goal because he was meant to be marking Lewis Potter.
Yeah.
But he took a heavy knock to his leg, but he tried to scoop it clear, and I think he's damaged his knee. I don't know how he finished the game, to be quite honest. And Arteta, to his credit, before he made the double substitution, he was screaming to Odegaard, because Odegaard wasn't listening at this point in the middle of the pitch. He was saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And Odegaard puts his thumbs up and goes, "Yes, I'm okay." And then he made the substitutions. So it's not like he's keeping these players on for the sake of it. He's clearly communicating through the game, and we don't see that on the TV.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's going to go, "Oh, he's played him on for the last half an hour, and look what's happened. He might be out for 2 months." Right? So 3 times he put his, "Martin, are you okay?" And Martin's waving at him, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Are you all right?" And he went, "Yes, I'm okay to continue." Okay.
And then he made
Then he told Jova and Heinz, "Right, these are the subs I want to make. Martin's all right to finish the game." But after that knee knock, he was not in the game.
No.
Is that because of the injury? He wasn't limping around, but he was.
Oh, he was scared.
That's it. Did it fuck his confidence?
Yeah, I think so, because he was limping when he was walking around the pitch.
Yeah, he was.
And it was a very difficult watch from that point of view. And again, I'm sorry, G, but I'm not pro Arteta. I'm not Arteta in or Arteta out. But I've just noticed a couple of things which I really think we need to take on board when we analyze games going forward, because he's not kept a player on that did not want to stay on the pitch.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. He made a mistake with Noni, I think, because Noni, like Dodzy said, he wasn't end product wasn't there.
Yeah.
Do you know what, with Noni, he should have taken a couple of shots. He got into some good positions to shoot. Yeah. But then he would take an extra touch because he's looking in the box, trying to get Gyökeres on the end of it.
Martinelli. Yeah.
And so that's where we're at with that, boys.
Yeah.
But so I think there's just too many in the squad are not hitting championship form. That's our problem right now. But there are too many.
I said this like a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was on the stream, and I said, like, if we're talking about players of the season, we're not talking about one single attacker.
Yeah, I said, didn't I? Defense,
like midfield. Not one, and that's a problem. Like you can't have Gyökeres, Jesus, Madueke, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, and then
all out of form,
and not one of them is in contention or even a conversation around player of the season when you're sitting top of the league.
Nowhere near.
Don't get me wrong.
Shout.
We're
That's a very
scoring
good
off.
shout.
We're scoring off goals. We're top of the league. Like I'm not sitting here saying doom and gloom, but that's a worry. If you look at all the Premier League winners over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, there's a standout attacker.
Yeah.
30,
whether
40
it's Haaland
goals,
for
25,
City,
30,
whether it's Salah last season who was doing a madness. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You look at a Premier League winning side, there's a standout attacker. And right now, we have standout DMs, we have standout defenders, we have standout fullbacks, we have a standout goalkeeper at times. We haven't got a single standout attacker. And that is my massive concern.
But then the ones we do have, G,
in any form.
But then Gyökeres could do more, but we're not feeding him right.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
the other
Eze could do more. So are we talking system? Are we talking
I don't think so, because Eze was just standing there, lads.
Man,
he was literally he was walking around the pitch.
We need to have this
Eze. I saw him. He took a couple of pumps of his blue Ventolin asthma pump before the game. And I'm thinking, oh my God, no wonder you don't run around the pitch, lad. he's got issues, he's asthmatic. But banter aside, but literally, he just kept falling over. You know how you describe Madueke? That's how I would describe Eze's performance. Falling over, weak, disinterested, not moving, not showing. That's the word. No one's showing apart from Gyökeres down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Eze was just standing there. He's not on his toes. He's not in the half spaces. So where do we want our midfielders and defenders to pass? We have to go out wide. That's not a tactic. He was saying to Eze.
But I must say, guys, we've got to we have got to have the Eze conversation soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have it right now.
Because last night, I mean, I am a big Eze fan. I wanted Eze. I was so over the moon we signed Eze. I'm still glad we have Eze. I think it will come good. But the one thing when I saw his recent interview, and the one thing that hit home really hard was Eze is playing with fear. And he's playing with fear because he said it himself. There has been so much information thrown at me, so many tactics thrown at me. Yeah, that I found the hardest is that. Now that says to me, dude, you're overloading a simple player that is brilliant with information.
Just get him forward.
Just get him to play. Just get him to play in a floating position.
Yeah, the thing is, Dozzy, Declan Rice, all the players that come in, they say the same thing. It's an overwhelming amount of information. Majority of them have taken it on board and they're flying, right? Look at Zubimendi, look at Rice, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, if that's the case, then stick him on the left wing then, because he's not going to do anything in a 10 unless you're playing someone like Spurs and they play basketball football.
Yeah.
So then he becomes the Maverick, and he's a quality player. And it was quite sad to watch him. Just I was like, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that, that song, Kai Havertz, 60 million down the drain?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him because that's more down the drain than the
65 minutes.
Yeah.
But for me, and it was so seeing it last night, and I hate to say it, but when Ødegaard came on, I'm seeing Ødegaard playing in the pockets. How I want Eze to play. I want Eze to play in the pockets. I'm seeing Ødegaard looking around himself, realizing that he needs to face up for the ball, get the ball so he can do something. Whereas Eze is almost waiting for the ball to come to him. And I'm like, a real number 10 doesn't do that. No, he creates the space. Yeah. He makes movement to create his own space. And as much as I hate to say it, last night, Ødegaard reminded me of the old Ødegaard that creates that space and makes that movement for other players. And that's why, I just want Eze to do that. That's what I want him to do.
He's a top player, Eze. I think he'll come good next season. Obviously, we're in a title race, lads. So this is positive criticism. We're not here knocking our players. We're just
100%.
We're just trying to pick up on things that other channels, other digital spaces have been talking about when it comes to Arsenal and the negative setup when we go 1-0 up, and our players in certain positions. Everyone says he's a 10, Eze. But on that showing, to get his confidence up, I'd rather he play on the left wing and play Trossard in the 10. Because Trossard played very well in that first half, I thought.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I said about, how Arteta uses his starters and finishers, right?
Yeah.
And I said about when Trossard and Martinelli come on as a finisher, they look freer because they're not burdened by the system. Do you remember me saying that? It's almost just go on and play. It's almost like he needs that for certain key creative players. Do you know what I mean? It's like what we're talking about with what's going on with Eze right now is where Martinelli was last season and the beginning of this. Do you remember? It's like he's trying to do a calculation while he's dribbling with the ball to kind of, and it just looks like far too busy. Just play football, And there was a moment in that first half, or was it the second half, where we did go for about 5 minutes, one-touch football. Do you remember? And it was predominantly on the left-hand side. And I was like, we're starting to look good now. And you could just see it clicking. And it was like, they can do it. But they've got to start playing positively. They've got to start being direct, because if they do, people can't live with that. But it is, some of these need to be unburdened. I think this is now coming to Arteta and management. He's got to recognise that. And he's got to lift some back and say, right, what's working, what's not working. It's like anything in business management, you have to have that period of review to kind of evaluate and say, right, is this working? I've put in this system. Is that system working? Or have I just created a load of nonsense? Have I just created a load of red tape? Or do I need to dial it back? Every manager has to do that. And this is what Arteta needs to do. Is he overburdening and saying, I need to bring this back a little bit, that we just need to be a little bit more free thinking.
No, you say they're valid points and very good points, but then on the other hand, Arteta will then say, well, I'm 4 points clear, I'm this, that, the other. So it's working. So it's always going to be a rebuttal to some degree. And I think it's somewhere in the middle where we need to be. That attack, yesterday, just putting that into isolation, we lost that game ourselves. We drew the game. It feels like a loss, but we gave that game away because even the Brentford fans around us were like, oh my God, Arsenal have woken up. This could be 2 or 3. And then, like Dan said in the comments earlier, Declan Rice. Why are you taking that extra touch, my brother? Just drill the shot, man. And that's too
that pass.
I'm telling you now, geeks, if that second goes in, we win that by 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah,
because,
I agree.
Like I said in our preview, when you get Brentford under the pump, you have to take your chances. Because those long throw-ons are like bullets.
Finish your dinner. Yeah.
He's got a long loopy throw. He's got a flat throw. He's got a throw that he does with a bit of a curve. So he's taken Rory Delap to like the cleaners, mate. He's
can I just say, by the way,
class at throwing the ball. What the hell?
I hadn't watched those throw-ins before, and mate, when he threw that first bullet,
serious throw,
and he threw it so hard, he threw it out of the pitch, and I was stood there going, "What was that? That was ridiculous! I've never seen someone throw a ball so far."
No, you can't give them throw-ins. And that's why I was getting frustrated when we was kicking it out. I'm like, what are you doing?
And Arteta was doing exactly what Nick just did. He threw his hands out by his side and goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then he turns to his staff and goes, "What? Why are we doing this?"
Sign him in the summer.
Literally, yeah. He's a good right back.
Nick Yova's there, like saying, "I need this dude."
Either that, or let's get Brentford's set piece coaching.
Yeah. Well, I think that used to be Yova back in the day. That's where he started his career, actually, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. Right.
It's madness.
It is crazy. It is mad. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, I think when it comes to this game, there's so many kind of like, there's so many bits about it in terms of the performance that we're not happy with. There's so many kind of micro moments you think to yourself where, had that happened, then we could have gone on to win the game comfortably. I think it's a perfect time now, really, to obviously bring up obviously the lineup and start rating some of these players. This is going to be a really interesting one. So I'm going to start, just because it's easier to. I'm going to start with you, Neil, first. You got Raya in goal. What would you give him a rating out of 10 and why?
I'm going to give him an 8. Some incredible saves. That one save from close range.
Oh my word!
Off his mistake, granted.
Couldn't believe
it. But my word, did he make that? Did he make that mistake right? Because that save was incredible. Yeah. I don't think he was hugely at fault for their set pieces. They were that 6-yard box was ridiculous.
It was like a Royal Rumble in there.
I mean, that was ridiculous. And they did say that they were going to do that and they were going to create that chaos. And my God, did they create every time they had a throw in or a corner, I was sat there going, oh my God. So I don't think he was at fault for any of that. I just want Raya sometimes to move that ball quicker when he receives it back. If he's going to kick it up quicker. If you're going to make that pass quicker. Those stupid little toe tacks where he brings the ball backwards drives me mental. But other than that, I think he had a really good game. Those saves were incredible.
No problem. Obviously, Ali, I'm going to come to you. Timber playing at right back.
You're in Timber. So Raya got an 8. So solid. Went through on goal. I don't know if he ran out of gas and then decided to pass to Martinelli. If that was like a Ashraf Hakimi, I think he would have gone on and done it himself. But I'll give him a solid 7, man. Yes, he had a few. It was, I think, fatigue did set in, and then that's maybe one thing we could criticize. Mikel, he could have maybe brought on Ben White, maybe, but then it's a catch-22 situation on set pieces because I think Timber's he's more physical than Ben White is. So I don't know what you boys think for those long throws. Maybe that's why he stayed on.
I think Ben White's a better header of the ball.
Okay, fine. So then we can then say that was Mikel's fault and maybe Timber should have come off in the last 10, 15 minutes to also get that overlap and help Saka as well get up the pitch.
Cool. Nick, you've got Saliba.
Mosquera,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Right. I've got some things to say about this young man.
Mosquera. So Nick,
Mosquera is my man of the match.
Okay.
Does anyone disagree with that?
I agree with that.
I agree with that. I mean, he was good. He had a good
I'll be interested to see now, Coach. You've seen him in the flesh, but I rate this kid so highly.
But I was going to swear there. Jesus Christ. This guy,
he's the real deal, isn't he?
The recovery pace, the composure for a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
People were talking about that Huijsen.
Yeah. No. This kid
mate.
is the one.
This is Christian Mosquera, mate.
Yeah.
The boys from Colombia, mate. Forget Spain.
That block tackle.
The way he was dealing, the way he dealt with Thiago, brother. Because in the second half, what happened was in the first half it was Big Gabby, and then Brentford went, let Thiago go on to Mosquera, and Mosquera was not having it, man. Like the balls were getting launched up from Kelleher. Yeah. Mosquera, he's like a veteran defender, man. He was elbowing him in the back like Pepe would, and then he would just batter it. Mate, he was mate.
So if Raya got an 8,
outstanding.
I'm going to say Mosquera's a 9, okay? Because he is the man of the match, and he just needs. I would have gave him an 8. That's where I would have pitched him, but he has to stand above Raya. So I'm only upgrading him to a 9 just to stand out as the man of the match. I thought he was phenomenal. His distribution. The one thing that I like about him as well, thing I've been criticising for Saliba for. He's aerial at the moment.
Yes.
And this kid gets his head on the ball.
And Thiago is a beast in the air. And he was peppering Thiago with those headers, man.
I love it.
Thiago was looking at him thinking, who the hell is this kid?
13 million 13 million. I mean, that's
Absolute
got
bargain.
people saying about Zubi
Yeah.
Dooby Doo being one of the signings of the season. Sorry, we have got ourselves
He's a gem.
something crazy.
If he carries on developing, the only thing I will say about him is I don't want him to put on too much muscle because he's very wiry.
Yeah.
So I want to keep. I want him to. I hope Arsenal and the SNC side they train him physically the lower half of his body, but keep the upper body quite lean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just so he's got that
awkwardness,
and he's got this long. He's rangy. He's rangy with it.
Yeah.
It was mad. I had a great view on when Thiago went through, and I was like, oh my god, it's 2-1. And then out of nowhere, he just come back into a shot and he blocks it. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And I wanted to stand up and give it the old fist pump, but I couldn't.
But he done another one like that earlier in the season as well. He's a serious player.
I think, You know, they say in that bracket of 21, 19, 20, these are the ones to watch out for in the future to be world-class players.
Yeah.
I think this kid he's comfortably in that bracket, G.
He's up there. Right, we'll come to you, Neil. You've got Big Gabby.
Yeah, I think Big Gabby had a decent game considering the early yellow card. I think he was quite lucky to escape a second yellow, if I'm honest. I think the referee was quite kind to him. Yeah. But again, I must say, you know, we in I'm not going to name names, but in our group chat, I had to go off rather abruptly last night before I said anything. But yeah, for me, somebody turned around and went, "Oh, Big Gabby, I don't know what we're not talking about someone that's world class here." And I was like, "I'm done. I'm going to go to bed."
Shit, mate.
Because at the end of the day, I think him and Saliba have this mental telepathy together. They're so good together, and Gabby, I thought, had a brilliant game. There was a block where he threw his head in front of the ball.
Yes, in the second half.
In the second half, and Gabby just, to me, is one of those players that would throw his children at the football to stop it going in the goal.
He's a
and do you know what? For me, I don't think he had his best game yesterday. But for me, you know, I'm still going to give him a solid 7 because I just rate him. I rate him as a player.
No problem. Ali, you've got Hincapié.
Yeah, I'll be very quick with this one. I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay.
Outstanding, I think, especially in the second half. Really grew into the game. Again, another substitution. Not too sure if that was needed at that time. It was a very physical, and it became a wrestling match at times. And it was very hard to get into that game coming off the bench. Calafiori had a few spits and spurts going forward, but I think that another one, Hincapié, South American, it's in the culture. Mosquera, it's in the culture. Big Gabby, it's in their culture. Fight for the shirt, and then they'll remember your name on the back. Remember your name on the back, as Tony Adams says.
Yeah.
So these are the type of players we got at the back. I'll add Timber and Saliba into that as well. So we've got a plethora of outstanding defenders, and I've got nothing but high praise for all of them.
No problem. Nicely said. Nick, you've got Zubi.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember him doing anything.
He kept it ticking. Simple.
He did, didn't he? It was just that he was just like. There wasn't nothing spectacular that stood out. I think that was a solid 7 in the engine room for me.
Yeah,
I don't think he was out there. There was nothing at fault or anything like that. I just felt like, as you said, it was constantly ticking. The only thing I will say is how we are using Zubi and Rice. I would like. I feel there are times when we can be more attacking, and it might take one of them. You know, Rice is such an engine, or do we rotate Zubi into the right 8, Rice in the 6?
Option.
Yeah, and then we
100%
put Eze almost as the left 8, slightly more advanced, because I don't feel like we need them sometimes every single game there, because I don't feel like it offers us enough. But yeah, it's 7.
No problem. Neil, you've got Rice.
I think Deck is, again, he's just that engine, isn't he? I mean, he was the one. You know, there was one where he drove straight through the middle of the pitch.
He did. Oh yeah.
And he just gets us up the field all the time. And hearing what Coach Ali had to say about Arteta saying, "Guys, get up."
Yeah.
He does that for you, and I feel that drive, his turn of pace is actually, for a big lad, is actually. It is pretty impressive. So, for me, sorry, I realised. He needs to score, but I realised. Look, we're running behind. So, for me, Rice, solid 7.
No problem, Ali. Wow, this is up to you, brother. Eze.
I love him to bits. 3 out of 10, and that's me being generous.
Ooh. Damn, that's harsh.
Nah,
bro. 1 for turning up, 1 for pressing the asthma pump twice, and then 1 for walking off at half time with a smile on his face.
Coach Ali shooting from the dark. He's an assassin.
Yeah, get me.
I mean, you know what? Like, to be honest, Arteta thought the same because he hooked him, man, at half time. And Arteta don't really often hook players at half time.
G-man,
wow.
That Brentford fan saying I didn't even know Eze was playing, bro.
It's sad, you know. It's sad. I mean, I know it's a conversation probably for another day, but like everybody saw like the excitement when I thought we were signing him. The absolute. I don't lose my head often.
Yeah.
But when it looked like he was signing for Spurs, I lost it. I was rattled.
Yeah.
And then the euphoria of the fact that we signed him.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, bro.
Boys, do you know what it is? And
this
Bobby's
is the maddest
probably
thing, though. 1 second, though. This is the maddest thing. It's like I'm holding on, innit? I'm holding on because I love Eze. You don't understand. Like I got mad love for Eze.
Same.
Like, when I think about his performances in the Palace shirt, when I think about the FA Cup run. And how much I wanted him, I don't want to flip on him as quickly as the average fan would because I rate him so highly. But brother, you need to start performing, man, because this is
turning into the night from hell.
This is getting tricky.
Do you know what it is, boys?
Because I'm a very logical man, so this is getting tricky for me now.
Yeah,
I'm finding it difficult.
The guy's an elite football player.
Yeah.
But there's no getting away from the fact that he's a quality football player.
Yeah, it's just not
the
working,
weight of the shirt. I don't think is weighing him down. I just feel like he's a bit lost.
Yeah.
Am I left wing? Am I coming off the left? And am I better there? He needs to just speak to his teammates. Forget the coaching staff. Just speak to Declan Rice. Speak to Big Gabby. Speak to Raya. Speak to your careers and your
chemistry sessions. That's all they need.
Speak to Martin Odegaard, people like that who are going to help him get through this period. Because this chat we're having about Eze, I am very, very confident. This time next year, we won't be talking like this about him.
Fact.
But because we need to win the title, we are desperate as a football club, as a fan base, to win the title. I know someone that works in the sponsorship department and does all the deals for the Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he was sitting next to me yesterday. And I know him since he was a kid, and that's his job now. But everyone says behind the scenes, he goes, Ali, everyone's locked in. Everyone's backing everyone. The harmony in the changing room's great. They all get along. Eze's a very good vibe in that dressing room. Arteta's keeping the boys ticking and keeping them positive. So this is people that, like Bobby, these are people that are working on the deals the deals that we're getting done on all these sponsors, you know? So it's all, he was on the plane, same plane as the football, as the team going to Inter Milan to the San Siro. So these are people that are very close to the squad and the external staff. So he just needs to stay calm, be composed. And the best way I can sum him up this season so far, he's won us 7 points. And
I'm keeping the faith.
If he didn't win us those 7 points, we'd be on 50 points.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You know what? Yeah, I'm a loyal man. So I'm an Arsenal fan anyway as well. So I'm gonna just ignore logic and rationale on this one.
Yeah.
And
I don't want a refund.
Yeah,
I don't want a refund.
I'm gonna keep the faith with Eze. Like I'm not condoning his performances. I'm not trying to make out he's doing what he isn't. I fully accept and acknowledge he's not lived up to expectations. He's not performing, but I ain't turning on you yet, brother. So I'm gonna stay
But you know
low,
what?
and I think he'll come good.
One thing you say there, G, is very interesting. You said you're not turning on him yet, and his performances. I don't know who said it earlier. All our attackers have performed in patches.
Yeah.
Never, not a consistent
no consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Eze's performed in patches.
Yeah.
Saka, hot and cold, not much.
It's true, man. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, patches.
None of them are firing.
We all give Gyökeres stick, but he's the only one that's been quite consistent since January.
Yeah.
So
it's so true.
Can the boys keep up with Gyökeres now? Because for me, he didn't get no service yesterday, but his first touch out of the air, by the way, from a goal kick, killing the ball dead. The fans were like, even the Brentford fans, they were like, I thought everyone talked saying that this guy's got a bad touch. Did not show that.
Perceptions and reality.
Let's see. Exactly. That's
Anyways,
the people I see around, they're knowledgeable. They're not like just airhead football fans. You know what I mean?
No.
Right. Let's move on. So Ali, you had Eze.
Madueke now.
Madueke.
I'm so happy.
He was about to be hooked, and it would have been a 6. He got the goal. Does that quite push him into a 7? I think there is that bit what coach was saying, that some of the things he does and his effect on the defense doesn't translate to the TV screen. You know, the way that they will defend him because he's willing to go direct at them. You see Saka come on and that fear's gone and they can push on to us. So that's obviously doing the job, but it's the typical that from what I saw, there was that frustration with the run, the end product, the confidence, just bang it, just do something, you know. But then I can say that by about 5 players in the final third. The goal, does that push him into a 7?
I reckon, personally.
Yeah,
I will give it. I'll push him to a 7, but I would say up until that point, it was definitely a 6.
it was bang average. 100%.
Again, another way to look at Madueke, he's got 6 points this season in the league. Leeds away, Brentford. Okay, sorry, 4 points.
Cool, wicked. Neil, you got Trossard.
I thought he was lively. Thought he had a good first half. I thought he was creative. Went back a little bit. I think he was well defended against, if I'm honest with you. But for me, solid 7.
Wicked. Ali, Gyökeres.
7 or 8. 7. Let's go with 7. Good first touch. Going into the season, physical battle, tugging the shirts from the goal kicks, pinning his defender back. Is a very good defender as well. Very strong, physical guy. 7 out of 10.
No problem.
Lots of positives for Victor Gyökeres.
No problem. All good. Obviously, Odegaard came on at half-time to replace, obviously, disappointing performance from Eze. So, Nick, give me your thoughts on Odegaard and a rating out of 10.
I hear what coach was saying on him, but for me, there's that bit where he burst into the box, put your foot through the ball, take a shot.
Yeah.
You know? There's a time like he will run, he presses beautifully, right? And he'll run right up to a player and then stop short without putting his foot in. So for me, he's a set long and short. There was a bit where he attempted to be getting to grips and then he faded for me.
Correct.
6 is the
no
best.
problem. I mean, you heard it from Ali, Neil. Probably Saka's worst performance in an Arsenal shirt in a long time. So he came on in the 70th minute for Madueke. Many feel, in hindsight, it was a mistake. So thoughts on his performance and obviously a rating out of 10.
I mean, again, Mr. Arsenal, you know, we know that. I don't think he's had a good season. at all since he's come back from injury. I think he's had probably a below average season, if I'm honest with you, for him, because I think so highly of Saka. Disappointing yesterday. I wanted him to create something. When I saw him on the sideline, I thought, here we go. This could be something we're looking for. Didn't give that to me. I'll give him a 4.
Yeah, on Saka, there is his current level. Premier League can handle him. They don't even need to double up on him. That's the problem. And I'd even say the back half of the second last season as well, when he came back from injury, he scored 2 goals in quick succession, and it wasn't anything. And I'm really struggling.
But I love him.
He is. Yeah, we love him. We love him. Ali, I'm not sure if you know what the time is. Do you have to shoot?
No, well, let's go.
All good, yeah. So you got Calafiori. So he came on as an 81-minute substitution, replacing Hincapié. Give me your thoughts on his performance and out of 10.
He didn't do anything wrong. Went forward when he could. No one was really with him. It became a basketball game at times. A lot of throw-ons. That cost us probably about 7-8 minutes in the actual game state. Ball being in play. So, yeah, I'll give him a 6. Solid, didn't do nothing wrong, no mistakes.
No problem. Nick, I mean, this is a tough one, right? 81st minute sub.
Bruv.
He misses a gilt edge.
1 goal in the Premier League this season.
I'm telling you, boys, it doesn't matter what score he was going to get. That miss. First time hit.
Yeah.
Right? You lift it over the keeper. The need to shift and... No, guys, I can't. Yeah. That's... Just for that alone, all that good, whatever good was it before that? That's a 4 or a 5. 4. Yeah. Seriously, okay. I know the attackers can miss and all the rest of it, but it was the nature.
Yeah.
Of it. It's just like, come on.
It's the context in it as well. Like the game, man. What's that stake?
Context.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's everything.
That's 3 points. That's 2 extra points, Tom.
Threw my entire cup of tea on the floor when you missed that. Yeah.
Oh my God, brother.
Oh man. I mean, now this is obviously where we're going to end the game. So what I'm going to do is obviously right now, for those who are listening and not necessarily watching, we're bringing up obviously Mikel Arteta's review. So this is where we look at obviously team selection. This is where we look at in-game management, tactics, result, all of it. So I'm going to take him off the screen because we know what we're discussing. Neil, the floor is yours, man.
After hearing what Coach Ali had to say, maybe has tweaked what I was going to say. Not hugely, because I don't think Arteta got. I don't think he got it wrong. I really don't. I was a bit puzzled by the Hincapié substitution, but again, we don't know how many minutes these players are meant to be getting, so on and so forth. We don't understand all of that. I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it wrong. I think I hear a lot of negativity, like Arteta's not going to get them through this. Arteta's not going to get them through the race. If anything, I think Arteta is going to be the one that has to get them through this. We've got, along with people like Deck, along with people that have done it, even like Norgard, Christian Norgard, people like that. I think Gabriel Jesus. These are the guys that Gyökeres. These are the guys I want standing up in the changing room with Arteta and saying, "Boys, let's go." I don't know if we're going to go into too much detail, so I'm going to say what I've wanted to say the whole evening now. What I believe this season is, and I see a lot of dismay, particularly in WhatsApp groups, Discord, so on and so forth. I don't always reply because sometimes I don't want to say too much or annoy people or piss people off. But I'm going to say it now. The meltdown that I'm seeing, I fully understand and fully see. A lot of it is PTSD. I have it too. I have panic watching football games. I throw cups of tea on the floor. I understand. I understand where people are coming from. But what I have to say is, and I've said it, G, and I think you can attest to this. I've said it the whole season. There is still going to be ups and downs in this season. One thing that will happen is Arsenal will still lose and draw football games for this season. but City will do it more. I just want to draw just quick attention to City still have to play Leeds away, Chelsea away. They have to play West Ham away, who are now a tricky game. It's not an easy game, right? They've had a bit of a bounce. And they've still got to play the likes of Brentford, even if it's at home. I don't care. I don't see City.
Game of the season.
I don't see City coping with their long throw-ins. I see frailties in City in the second half. Their defense is horrendous. So I just want to put it out there that there is a lot more that is going to happen this season. And I still truly believe Arsenal will win the league this season. I've always said it will be close. But I'm more confident now than ever seeing researching it today, seeing the fixtures remaining, home and away for both teams, who we've got to play versus who they've got to play. And they will, mark my words, Leeds, Chelsea, they will drop points against those teams. I guarantee it.
They've also got Brentford and Aston Villa last game of the season.
There you go.
They got Villa at home. And Villa
we will win this league.
Champions League spot.
Well, there you have it from William Holmes, R4B. I hope you're right. Nick, I'm going to come to you now, Nick, for obviously your Arteta review.
Yeah, my Arteta review. I think some of the subs were wrong. So I don't agree with, as we said, we don't know the reason behind Calafiori. I don't feel the sack of Madueke got us anywhere. And I'm not convinced. We're seeing the same issues with the system game after game. At best,
bear with me. I just dropped my mouth.
Yeah. No, that's all good. That's all good. You have your meltdown. You know. At best, I'd give him a 6 for this one. It's a draw.
Okay.
We didn't. No, a 5 or 6. 6, maybe 5. I'll give him a 5. Only because it was a draw and I feel like the win was there. We didn't get the win. Yeah. I feel the Madueke sub didn't help us. So that's the reason. I don't need to kind of bang in on him. The one thing I'll say as well, what Neil touched upon. You say that Arsenal, we've got 12 games remaining, and you say on average we lose 1 and draw 2. Yeah? You look at City. That would mean if we'd done that, just the draw level with us, City would have to win 11 and draw 1.
Yes.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Well said.
It's better to have the points on the board.
We're winning.
Right? Do you see where I'm coming from? So just with that, are City going to win 11 of the next 12 games with 1 draw? I don't see this side doing that. I don't see them doing it. But that's the situation we're in. I think there is so much. This is the problem with the meltdown that happens. It transfers to the team. Mm-hmm. You know, you manifest things, your energy and all of that sort of stuff. And the boys shouldn't be fearful. They're 4 points in front. What they need to do is start performing. They do need to start performing. They need to start giving the fans something to believe in and confidence, which is crazy. They're in first place in the Champions League and in the league. Go figure, right? We're not chasing. We're top. It's all to play for. It's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be twists and turns. We can still go there. We could be one of those draws. We could beat them. Do you know what I mean? What does that do to the title running? It's all just calm down. Let's back our team.
No, I hear it. And last but not least, Ali, what you saying? Because obviously you were there. You know, you can see it up close and personal. You know, you were giving us some insight into Arteta, giving the lads the instructions, his frustration, etc. Obviously, you've swayed, you know, Neil's perception of, you know, his kind of Arteta review. So be keen to obviously hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I everyone makes very positive and very good points. This is about positive criticism. We are not spoiled brats throwing our toys out the pram when we're talking football. All right, we know what we're talking about to some degree, because obviously we haven't played the game at that level. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be 4 points clear than 4 points behind. Like Declan Rice said, if you're not going to win, don't lose.
Yeah.
So we could be 3 points behind if we lost yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And now going off Geeks' maths, They could win 11 games, and if we beat them at the Etihad, they still lose the league.
Yeah.
So we can even mash it up like that. The league that we lost by 1 point, we lost that league because I think we won 17 out of 18, and no, sorry, won 17, drew 1, lost 1. Yeah. We lost to Aston Villa at home, and that cost us the league.
Yeah.
So very, very fine margins, and I think we'll flip it around. We're due to win at the Etihad at some point. But going back to Mikel and this game, 7 or 8 out of 10. I'll give him a 7, solid 7, even after I've said what I've said. Just purely because I think Madueke should have stayed on that pitch, just because of his physical attributes, not because of his technical footballing knowledge. They got a lot of power players at Brentford. They're a very, very good outfit. I said, and I have been saying for a long time to even Brentford fans that don't even believe what I say, they're a top 10 Premier League football team. If they get into the Conference League or Europa League,
they'll do well.
I think they've got the squad to manage.
Yeah.
So Mikel was aware of that, and you can see on the sidelines those throw-ins are a very massive weapon, very, very big weapon. That, and we played into their hands in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But I think that was more on the players than the manager. But the manager did not help himself with taking Madueke off for Saka in hindsight, and I think that cost us possession, that cost us territory, and we were the ones that ended up in a mid to low block trying to play on the break. And then when we did do that, we didn't have the speed on the break to do anything. Unfortunately, Saka, rusty, whatever. I'm playing him on Sunday in the FA Cup. He needs to play. Mosquera can carry on against Wigan as well. But your Declan Rices and your Zubis can have a rest.
Eze, that's a good shout as well.
Eze has to play. If I'm at Arteta, I'm like, right, get your ass back out there. Go get me a goal and assist, and then you'll be in the team for Wolves. That's what I'd say.
Eze, Odegaard, Norgard.
Odegaard might be injured. There was rumours that he was limping after the game, Odegaard. Quite badly. So they're waiting for the swelling to go down to check his knee. But again, that was on Odegaard, not on the staff, because I know what the meltdown's going to be. Oh, Michael, let him play on. I promise you, I'm not going to make things up when it comes to Arteta. He asked him 3-4 times, giving him the thumbs up, and Odegaard said, "Yeah, I'm fine to carry on." So if he's injured afterwards, that's down to the. Do you know what? One thing I'll say quickly: Arteta went up to the medical staff and he whispered in his ear, "Is he all right?" And he said, "Yeah, he's fine." And then so we can't blame the manager if we're seeing live scenarios play out, and then the players giving him the thumbs up, and he goes, "Yes, boss, I'm fine," and then blame the manager for a 2-month injury in that particular instance. But yeah, lots to work on. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's get 7 points clear.
Oh, wicked, man. No, I appreciate all your thoughts, people. Obviously, that brings us to the end of the show. For obviously our Brentford 1, Arsenal 1 reaction show here at the Football Takeover. Bobby, I believe you are still backstage. So can you give our guests the stage, please?
Okay. Hey, I've totally forgotten what I'm going to say. You can find me here on the Football Takeover. Stay happy and healthy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for inviting me on again. It's always a pleasure to come on and speak our views of what we feel and what we think. You find me on Football Takeover with the boys, and on Discord as well. Get onto it. Good bunch of lads. Thank you.
Coach Ellie.
Yes, Football Takeover on YouTube, of course. Please do share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we are on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Football TK over.
Wicked. And yeah, I just want to thank, obviously, Bobby backstage. Like I said earlier in the show, he's had his surgery. It was successful. And now he starts his road to recovery. So we'll be so glad to have him back. Hopefully, we're earmarking the North London derby. I want to thank everybody who's watching. We've been having some technical difficulties, which some of you may have noticed. We've been doing quite a few lives at present, but they've not been automatically posting to my X account. So me and Bobby are going to be working on that after tonight's stream. What I have worked out is I can do it manually, but for whatever reason, it's not doing it automatically. So I have actually posted it now on my X. And I've noticed the numbers are actually growing, but we'll see if we can sort that out. So those of you who are watching now from X, apologies. We have been doing streams. They've just not been updating on my X account for whatever reason. But thank you for everybody who has been watching on YouTube, who are now watching on X. For whatever reason, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate you tuning into our lives, obviously sparing your free time. Time is precious, people, so we do appreciate it. Thank you for all the comments. In terms of where you can find me, I mean, you can find me on X, G Talks Arsenal. You can find me here hosting the shows as G Talks Arsenal, your host on Football Takeover. We're not going to be doing a preview for the Wigan game. We don't usually do cup games. And obviously, it being the weekend, Valentine's Day, I have some plans. So I'm not going to...
Wow, chickle, wow, wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about coming on back on screen for a sec.
We'll say no more on that. But yeah, so there is a slim possibility that we might have a reaction show on the Sunday night. But even if we don't, we will be back next Tuesday at 6:45 p.m/7 p.m. for obviously a Wolverhampton's game preview and then obviously reaction. So we'll go from there. If for whatever reason as well, we have a Discord. It's been pretty tasty in the Discord over the last 24 hours. But nevertheless, it's a really good community that we are building. All Arsenal fans from all over the world. If you are interested in that, then please do drop me a DM on X, G Talks Arsenal. Or if you know, obviously, if you are already in the Discord and you want somebody else to join, then just directly message myself, Ali, or Bobby, and we'll send you a link and we'll sort it out. But yeah. I mean, I just want to bring up a couple of comments really, really quickly. So, for example, Dylan says here, when's the next transfer show? We won't be doing any transfer shows until the season's completed. If we are going to do any transfer shows, then if that changes, then you will hear from us. Just kind of breezing through. Get well soon, Bobby. Thank you so much, Scott. That's all right. We understood what you said. That's good to hear. Now, Bobby is doing well. As you can see here, Dylan, I want to do a January breakdown. So there you go. We might do a bit of a breakdown show and hopefully in the international break, as there has been lots of BS.
Oh, he's done another banger.
Tonali being one.
Tonali being
and then obviously Dylan is responded. Last couple of comments. We need to get into the 5th round. 5 years it's been 100%. I've always said in the past that Arteta's domestic cup competition is absolutely awful, his record. So it's something that we do need to improve. But yeah,
100.
like I said, there's a very slim chance we could be back on Sunday. If we are, we will let you know. If not, we'll be back next Tuesday, 6:45/7 p.m. for a preview show of the Premier League game. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the result. Definitely wasn't the performance. But you know what? We move. And we go from there. So whatever you're doing, people, tonight, tomorrow, whatever it is, I hope you enjoy. Stay safe, stay blessed, and come on, you Gunners.
Let's go.
Good night,
Take
people.
care. God bless.